But guess what? We're now in a digital age where you have to create a community. You have to build a community. That the community, like yourselves, are watching me on my podcast, The Power of Community with the real Jesus Ortiz. I want to build something strong and legit and real. And to truly build that, you gotta start doing videos. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Guess what? This is episode 1 of the Power of Community podcast with your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz. I am so excited that this is the first episode solo podcast. Your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz, doing it today. And guess what? And the topic of what I'm talking about today is about building strong communities in a digital age. Did you hear that right? Building strong communities in a digital age. And I just want to let you know, guys, thank you for the listeners out there that is going to hear the audio, that's going to see me here in the video. Thank you very much, and blessings that you learned something from me, and that I learned something from you from the comments that you're going to put below. And I'm so excited that this is podcast number 1 on the power of community with your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz. I'm so excited. Can you believe it that community is very important? Communities are very, very important. And now building a strong community in a digital age. I know we're talking about the digital age. We know we have social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And a lot of us are still having difficulties in creating a strong community in the digital age, in the social media platforms. Why is that? Why is that? Can you let me know why is that hard for you to create and build a community in the digital age? I can answer for myself, but I cannot answer for you. And I know it's tough, guys, because a lot of people out there see your video as you're seeing me and see other podcasts, and they hate on you and they tell you, like, what are you doing? What are you sitting here on this seat creating a podcast? You're not good at it. And they hurt your feelings. Trust me. At the beginning, my feelings were hurt back in the day when I started doing podcasts, when I didn't even know what was a podcast. My feelings were hurt, man. I didn't even want to do this. I didn't even want to sit down and actually speak to the camera and speak to you guys. I didn't want to do none of it. But guess what? We're now in a digital age where you have to create a community. You have to build a community. That the community, like yourselves, are watching me on my podcast, The Power of Community with the real Jesus Ortiz. I want to build something strong and legit and real. And to truly build that, you got to start doing videos. Doesn't have to be here on a professional podcast studio that is Panorama Brand Studio. Guess what? This is sponsored by Panorama Brand Studio. I'm so excited that Panorama Brand Studio has decided to sponsor the power of community with the real Jesus Ortiz. Thank you, Panorama Brand Studio. Let's get back to the building strong communities in the digital age. As much as we're building the communities in the digital age, we have to truly build a community in real life. And what do I mean in real life and in the digital age? Well, you as well as I go to events, right? Network events. Guess what you're building there? You're building a strong relationship with somebody, one-on-one. Guess what? On that one-on-one, if that person likes you, that person trusts you, maybe not at the first day, but they feel that energy, guess what? It's going to build a strong relationship, a strong bond in the long term. And he's going to start building a community within him, within his circle, within her circle. It doesn't really matter. And guess what? That's the beauty of it. The more network events that you go, you're going to start meeting other people, and that you are real. You must be. When you go out there to network events, guys, be real. Be you. Be legit. Don't turn to be another person. Don't turn out to be somebody new and somebody else that is not you. People are going to catch that like this. And guess what? You won't build that community. And now you can build that community and move it to the digital age. And the digital age is in social media, on your platform, on your Facebook, Instagram. You already have it. We already have it. I know some of us don't even have social media yet. It's okay. You got to just build it. You got to ask for help on that, but we're not on that. That's another topic for another day. Today we're talking about building strong communities in the digital age. You're already speaking to people. You're already putting out video. You're already putting blogs. You're typing something, pictures. People are watching you already. And there are already some people already that trust you and like you by you just posting. And guess what? That's already building a community. And sometimes you're already building a community that you just don't know that you are building it. And isn't that funny? Because it's true. Sometimes people already like you, people be following you, they're becoming your fans, and you just don't know. You already have built that seed of a community in the digital age. It can be on all of the social media platforms. It can be on just one, on your Facebook, only on your Instagram. It's depending on you, how you're building your presence online. You heard that? It depends on you, how you building your presence online. And building your presence online is very important as building your presence on real life, where you go to these network events, to the galas, to the events that you have to pay and sit on the front VIP, going to the parties and all that. Guess what? You actually building relationships in there. And guess what? Those relationships that you're building there, they're gonna turn out to be a community. They're gonna turn out to be a great community. But now that depends on you, how you run that community. Because you can build that community, yeah, online. Yeah, you can build that community offline as well. But if you turn out to be a different person than who you are, people are gonna leave you. People are gonna leave your community because they're gonna know the real you. And when they start knowing the fakeness and the things that you told them, and when they see you online and offline, and they're like, this is not the person that I met at this event. This is not the person that I saw the videos here and there. This is not, I don't want to relate with this person at all. It's just negative. And they lied. First of all, they lied to me when we met. Come on, guys. You don't want to be that. I'm throwing out their game that you can actually apply it now to start building your communities. Man, and this can go bigger and bigger, guys, because now when you start building your communities and you get fans, you get super fans and people that truly believe in you because you're out there putting content. And I mean, content is king, and you can do content as so many different ways. I don't like being on camera. I don't like being podcast. It's okay. Do blogs, write pictures and write. There's so many ways to create content, but remember, content is king. And you do truly really want to start doing video. If there's just little segments, if there's just you doing reels, is it you doing podcasts, is it you doing, funny skits, that's depending on you. And while you creating that movement, that you of your business or your individual, your personal brand, you're going to start creating that phenomenal community that people are going to believe in you. Just like I just said, people are going to be your fans. So whenever you said, oh, you know what, guys, I'm gonna start creating a sweater with the personal brand and this and that. It's gonna come out in 2 months, but you can actually go and subscribe. You can actually go out there in my website and you can order them right now because and guess what? Guess what? People that are already trusting you and your community are gonna buy it. Trust me, they will buy it. It's hard to understand, but they will, because guess what? You build your presence. And as you building that presence on the digital age online, you building that community on both sides of the spectrum, on the digital side that is online and on the offline where you go into the events, all kinds of events. And remember, don't waste your time. Strategize when you go events. I learned this the hard way. And I know that yourself out there are asking, hey, Jesus, man, I go to so many events. And sometimes I think that I'm wasting time. You are. I know that because I went to the events. I go to events. Now I strategize differently. If you go to an event that has been invited by you or you pay, when you pay is different. You got to be there and actually truly build community there. And that's going to be another topic for another time as well. But when you go to these events, and they're long events. It can be from 6 to 9:30, 6 to 10, or in the mornings. Make sure that when you go there, you go as you, right? And make sure that when you go there, you're really, truly going to go build long-term relationship and make sure that you're not gonna go out there and sell and be salesy. People don't want to see that. People don't want that. Me going to an event and sell them, come on, do the podcast. I'll charge you 100 if you go tomorrow. No, or let me sell you this t-shirt right now. No, people don't want that. People want to know you. People want to know the real you. Storytelling. Go tell stories on the network events. Don't even talk about your service or product. Because what? They're going to ask you anyways. What do you do? And the best part of it is that when you build that relationship of you telling them these stories, they're going to like you more. They're going to trust you more. And you want that. You want them from all these people that you meet in these events on the online presence and offline presence. You truly do. You truly do. You want to build that empire of communities. And then from there, it's up to you, like I said, how you run these communities on the digital age. All of the people that you meet on the offline, put them here. Put them on the online. Create emails. There's so many different ways. Create emails that you send them emails about how you met them and that you want to meet them for coffee or you want to meet them at your office and talk more about their stories. But strategically, you do not want to waste time too because, as I said, we go to events and we blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, you leave. And sometimes you leave and you're like, whoa, I met all these people. Yes, I got their numbers, so follow them in social media. But guess what? Nothing is going to happen. Why? That's on you, man. Sometimes things won't happen when you're on the events and you're just talking and drinking and this and that. Just taking it as a social event. No, man. Don't take it as a social event. I realize this, guys, that when you go to events and build relationships so you can build strong, communities. Sorry about that. Build strong communities on the online present and offline present. Make sure that you really, truly talk to that person. And don't leave to talk to all of them because on your mind is like, oh, there's so many people. I got to talk to A, B, C, and D. And if I'm not going to sell. No. Make sure that the people that you talk, you give them your time and that they are giving you their time, that you both are building relationship, that because that truly relationship that you're building and it's going to turn out to be an amazing community with that person, him or her. They're going to invite you somewhere. They're going to invite you for coffee. They're going to invite you to their office. They're going to want to know more about you. They want to know more opposite, They, and you never know. They might not want your service or product, and they know already 2, 3, 5 people or one person that they want something of your service or product right now. Because you went strategically and said, you know what, I'm going to go here. I'm going to build myself. I'm going to be me. If you drink or you don't drink, go out there, mingle, build relationship. And go after that. And this is something that I learned too. When it's done and you felt like that was the 5 and you met maybe 6. And then after that, you're like, everything else was like, I don't need to be here anymore. I gotta go. I got to do some work at home. I gotta, finish up calendars and finish up maybe some calls. Go, leave. It's okay. It's okay if that happens. And if you have a list of other events, that's okay. Go to the other events. And maybe the gap of time might be different, but it's okay. Go to those events, do the same thing, build a strong relationship so you can build a strong community of both digital and online so they can know you better. And then you do that. So now you're not wasting your time because sometimes we just go to so many. Some of us go to like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all of these events, sometimes the whole day, back to back to back to back. And at the end of the day, you building relationship, but guess what? At the end of the day, you still got to make some deals. You still got to close some deals, right? And if you don't, and it's on you because you're like, oh my God, I won this. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have drank too much. I spent money that I didn't need to spend just, to for somebody to look at me and be like, impress somebody. No, you don't want to impress nobody. You going out there to truly meet somebody, to truly build that relationship with that business owner, or maybe it's an assistant of the business owner. You need to create, to put that in your mindset that when you go to these events, either it's online events, either it's offline events, that you don't waste your time and that you take it seriously, that it's going to become a bond of referrals on both sides. And even if they don't buy your product or service at all, that's totally fine because there's follow-up. and there's follow up. You gotta follow back, and this follow back can be a topic of its own. But there's you gotta follow. You had to follow back people on both sides. On the phone, on texting them, sending them messages in Instagram, Facebook, however you do it, gotta follow back. Not only one, not only two, three, four, five, many times. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be things that you don't even want to follow them back because they're not gonna close it because they don't want your product or service. But guess what? When you follow back, don't be a salesy. Follow back as they're already truly of your friend. Like you've been knowing them for a long time. Like text them. Hey, how's your family? How are you? Build that Then later on, you can be like, hey, you know what? I just wanted to come back and ask you. I know it's been 2 months, and you told me to wait for 2 months. Are you still ready for it? Just how to get into there. And if not, there's training. You could do training. I mean, like I said, I wasn't good at it at all. I'm still not 100% good at it, but I'm getting better and better at because I'm practicing it and I'm doing it, and I'm looking at other videos. And like I said, I have mentors and coaches that that they teach you how to do it left and right, and then you just gotta build it on. They already did it, so don't reinvent the wheel. Do it like they're telling you, and take action. Man, whoo! All of this solo podcast, guys, that I do, they're not gonna be long. I'm just excited to come in and talk to you about building strong communities in the digital age. We all can build communities, but as we all build communities, they can all fall down. Just remember that. Our communities can be built and our communities can be fall down by the person on top of that community that is not legit, that is not real, that is just, scamming other people for money left and right, and you are over here feeling good and right, but you're truly scamming people, and God is watching that, and and your time is gonna come. So anything that you do on building that relationship online, on the online presence, on the offline, bringing it offline, it doesn't really. No, it. I was gonna say it doesn't really matter, but it truly matters on how you do it, on how is your style, and you'll see it your style, and the more repeatedly you do it and you get better and you're like this, and you'll see it, the things that work, don't do those, the things that didn't work, and you're like this, out the way. And then when you start seeing the things that really truly work, man, those are the things that you got to keep on repeatedly doing it and doing it and doing it, and they're going to get greater, better, until they get phenomenal, until they're just easy in here in your head. It's just a super habit now. But to finish this up, guys, I'm just very thankful to be here with you guys. First episode of The Power of Community with your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz. I am actually going to have guests and doing solo casts like this, talking about a topic that we all need to hear, a topic that it relates, that I have been through it, that it has hurt me. It doesn't matter what I'm going to be sitting here talking about you. It could be about relationship. It could be about today, building strong communities in the digital age. It can be about, the business itself. How are we doing? The things that are been going through that you don't see behind it, that you just see the goods and the greats and that. No. There's going to be a lot of things, and I'm going to have all these different power players in here are all different communities, the communities about aliens, talking about controversial. It's gonna be about politicians, from Republicans, from Democrats. It's gonna be about kidpreneurships. It's all about the power of community, and all of this is sponsored by none other than else the Panorama Brand Studio. Panorama Brand Studio is a network. And all of these podcasts, the power of community, my podcast is gonna be under Panorama Brand Studio and on my page as well, the real Jesus Ortiz in YouTube, so you can follow both. So I have my own page where it's gonna be at, but this is gonna be feeding on the network that is Panorama Brand Studio. Not only mine, but there's actually other podcasts that are gonna be there as well. It's gonna become big and big. It's gonna be about information, good information to tell you guys, and not only to tell you guys, but that we've been through, and the people that we're gonna bring, that I'm gonna bring here, that they've been through. So I'm just excited, and I'm very thankful and grateful for this first First solo podcast on the power of community. Don't forget to subscribe at the Real Jesus Ortiz. I will have it in the description so you can follow the Real Jesus Ortiz and follow our sponsor, Panorama Brand Studio. Follow my sponsor, Panorama Brand Studio. I'm so excited. First of many, and these are gonna be short. I'm not gonna take it to an hour. The ones that are gonna be an hour and longer is when I bring a guest. But once again, guys, any questions or anything that has to be with building strong communities in a digital age, comment, ask me any questions, please below. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to put on the little bell so you don't miss any super content that I'm gonna be putting out there in the power of the community and follow our sponsor Panorama Brand Studio as well. Amazing studio. This is Studio B. We got Studio A over there, and then we got Studio C in the middle, and we do all kinds of podcasts. Panorama Brand Studio does all kinds of they create podcasts, guys, just like this for you. You don't have to worry about anything. You come in, sit down, and we take care of everything else, and they take care. Yes, because I'm part of Panorama, and it's sponsoring. Panorama Brand Studio sponsoring. And green screen, you name it, video production as well, segments, skits, you name it. It's a content creation studio, so let's go out there and get it. Thank you and blessings. And first episode of the Power of Community, with the Real Jesus Ortiz. Man, we're out. Thank you.